deep sea in the grays, our creek balance. Thoughts split the sea, don't stream. In a world of black and white, we seek to blend. Understanding both sides, let the truth transcend. Stay in the gray where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride. A long time ago we started stumbling. Feels like this country's crumbling. The government is fumbling. A Congress that is bumbling. Sides are always arguing. They all could use some humbling. And stop the world from tumbling. Rebuild the trust that's plumbing. If ideas would start bubbling, our efforts could be doubling. And chaos would start slumbering. And people resume huddling. And talk about the trouble and concerns we're always juggling. Cooperate while snuggling. And quit the useless struggling.
Oh, I forgot. I was daydreaming about the day we get to get rid of that song.
Shut up.
I know you love it.
I'm trying to figure out, does he have like an app that had a bunch of words that rhymed and stuff like that?
No, he's
Tumbling
just
and bumbling and rumbling.
He's that good.
Yeah?
Yeah, he is. He's a good lyricist.
Lyricist? Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, he will be doing our season 4 song, which I'm not going to tell you is going to have a different flair.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Just like this one was fun, and just like Trey really liked this one. I think Trey's going to be a little disappointed.
Love this one,
but
yeah.
Maybe on season 5 we can go back.
We'll bring it right back.
Maybe we'll do a poll, and we'll 6 people to 4 people.
Yeah, 3 to 2. We'll have to tell
Why don't people like to do polls?
We'll have to tell our moms they can only vote once.
Yeah. Just not even at all. I'm tired of the moms.
All right, shut up. I've got a headline.
Okay. Trey's headline. Go ahead.
Headline reads, let's start that over.
Okay.
Headline
something about
reads,
a daw.
Duck walks into a pub,
Okay.
drinks a pint, fights a dog, loses, maintains his bow tie. They had pictures on this one. It was kind of funny. They have a duck walking around with a black bow tie.
This is a real duck, a real dog,
Yeah.
a real pint, a real bow tie.
Real bow tie. It says, they buried the lead. Why was the duck wearing a bow tie? Why was he in a bar?
Look, all those questions.
Why was the dog in the bar?
Well, there are some pubs and bars that allow dogs.
And what type of beer was it?
Well, sure.
You would know that.
That's most important.
So, which one would you rather know? I want to know why he had the bow tie.
Yeah, I mean, we need to know why this duck was dressed up. Was he coming from a formal event?
Yeah, just letting off some steam.
But why did he fight the dog? Did the dog talk shit?
A lot of beer.
Was he drunk?
Maybe they had football on. They were upset about their teams, whatever.
But let me remind everybody, this is a headline, so you don't get the story.
There's no facts.
But this is real.
This is real.
Okay, so all you need to know is there's a real fucking duck that walked into a bar, fought a dog, had a bow tie on, lost the fight,
but kept his bow tie.
And drank a pint.
Yeah.
Without losing the bow tie. That's all you need to know. On we go. I'm a little... What's the word? This too much screen time for me. I'm a little frazzled. I had to do my annual... I'm going to coach my 4-year-old soccer team again, Trey.
I'm sorry.
And I just feel like I don't know why I do it to myself. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's my son, and I always wanted to do it.
Are you guys at the point where you kind of run plays, or is it just everybody runs after
we'll
the ball?
See.
You'll see what happens.
Not last year, but in the 6 months that they've grown since. And so the organization that does the teams, I mean, I can say YMCA. I won't give you the specific branch. They make you go through this training, and I think we talked about this before on a show.
Yeah.
But in case you missed it, this training is equivalent to the training you get. Is it like the DEI training you get at work when you're not supposed to slap the girl in the ass?
Oh, sexual harassment,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
In inclusiveness and diversity and equality, which is great training. But can we get some good videos?
Are they like from the 70s scale?
Oh, man, no. This one's even creepier. It's like modern, and it's like click on a picture of a guy who admits to doing molesting the kids, and
what?
And then this guy's in jail, and he's going, "Yeah, they were my victims, and if I had to guess, say about 30.
Was he a real
30 or 40 of them.
Was it real life?
I don't
or
know.
was he like
I don't know.
a cartoon? Or?
No, they're claiming it's a real dude. He's in jail. He's got his
That's
stuff on.
super creepy.
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't realize that this was something people could see.
Now, if you let them know that you know the person, are you not allowed to coach at that person at that point? It's like, oh, I know that guy.
Oh yeah, hey, good buddy of mine.
He was a coach last year for me.
Yeah, 2 years ago we played racquetball every Saturday. He was my assistant. But no, so I went through. I just an incredible waste of time. I don't need a video, Trey, to tell me to not shower with my players after the game.
That's true.
Well, especially the 4.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Now, if you hose them down in the front yard, does that count?
Do they have their swimsuits on?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
They're allowed to have the
I
swimsuits
don't
on.
know. I mean, so what if you had like a slip and slide or a pool or
You're just sitting. I mean, you're sitting on a lawn chair, drinking a beer, spraying down with water hoses. Is that frowned upon?
I think only if it's like jail powered hose. Where it's
Okay.
like hurting.
Yeah.
But look, if I say I had a party, an after season party, and everybody came and swam at the pool and all that, it's getting a little. I understand what they're doing, but you gotta. There's extenuating circumstances, right? So here's the other one. It literally said, Trey, don't have porn on you, in your possession while the players are around.
After the players leave, though, you can bring the porn back up.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you could look at it in your car, do whatever. Just don't have it when the players. I didn't know that.
Now you do.
I was planning on just pulling it right out in the first huddle.
During the first quarter, yeah.
Yes. And this was really interesting. For some reason, I'm coaching 4-year-olds, and I'm going through the Olympic protocol for coaching swimmers and how it's inappropriate to spend a certain amount of time with swimmers and give them massages before their meets and things like that. And I'm going, I don't think my 4-year-olds, or first, I'm not coaching swimming.
Yeah,
Second off, none of these little fucking goofy assholes are going to be in the Olympics. Well, maybe, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, that goes for co-hosts too. The back rubs are a little too much, so just wanted to let you know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't. I thought you enjoyed them, but I wanted to mention that. That's what I was doing before you got here, and it's just like I just had to bring it up because it just seemed. I just sat there. I'm like, is this really being said to me?
Yeah.
Don't take one of the players out to dinner without the other players. Don't go see a movie. Like, don't have date night
With the player.
with the player.
So basically what you're telling me is that you're supposed to massage alone, in the shower alone, while you watch the porn alone.
It sounds like they want you to be a loner. Yeah,
Gotcha.
absolutely. Let's move on to this is an interesting topic, Trey, and I think it combines our passion, which we thought we might do on this podcast, which is sports, with politics, which is what we've kind of ended up doing,
Yeah.
much to your protest. Brittany Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know who Brittany Mahomes is.
I've heard of her.
I just heard collectively half the people in the world go, "Ugh," like, but you know what? I don't have so much of a problem with her anymore. And she's dealing with a lot of backlash on social media, and I think that's what we're going to talk about. So she made the mistake of liking a Donald Trump, a pro-Donald Trump Instagram post. How dare she? And it was about sealing the border, keeping men out of women's sports, and carrying out the largest deportation of illegal people, immigrants in history, which is what Trump wants to do. And she liked it. And of course,
Just liked it. Didn't comment.
didn't comment anything.
None of that.
Liked it. But of course people see it. And then she unliked it quickly because she was just immediately starting to get just torched. First off, why is she being torched? Because everybody's entitled to an opinion. Second off, it's not about opinion. Like, I don't understand why people want open borders. I don't understand why the women in men's sports, it's a whole different discussion, but for somebody to believe that isn't a bad thing, right?
I'm trying to understand how they would even know Brittany Mahomes liked a post to that extent. Because I have to assume there was a lot of people that dislike, whatever. I guess you can't dislike posts, but that like the post.
You can on YouTube, we found out.
Oh, yeah. So,
Not very many. We had a few here and there.
but yeah, I mean, she should be able to like, dislike, whatever, comment on any post that she wants. Now, unfortunately, because of her fame, though, I mean, she's
Yeah.
unfortunately
Right.
going to get backlash, unfortunately, from people that, don't agree with what she wants to agree to.
I think the issue I have with it is that you see, if you see a celebrity come out the other way and say, "Hey, Trump's an asshole," or "Go Kamala, I'm with her." That's their thing. I'm with her. Which again, they say it's not about her being a woman, but they're stressing, "I'm with her." Nobody does this. Nobody gives them backlash. Hey, maybe one of those asshole Trump guys might throw something out there, but it's not as universal as a celebrity. Now, is Brittany Mahomes a celebrity? She's married to one. I guess that makes her one by proxy, and I guess that she's kind of done enough on social media to make her one. And she hangs with Tay-Tay, which is my next comment.
Well, before we go, I think the people, I don't think it's fair for them to give her backlash if they're not giving everybody backlash. Just the common man that likes the post, are they out there bashing those comment people, or are they just using?
Yeah, well, they are, but it's just that you're not reaching them at they're not as noticeable.
I just hope they're bashing people equally, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure, everyone needs to bash equally.
Exactly.
That's what Trey's saying.
Bash equally?
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna punch somebody, punch everyone.
Right. Not just the rich
Don't,
people.
look, the duck goes into the bar. Don't just fight the dog.
Yeah.
fight
You
somebody
got to
else.
fight the pig
You
and the
fight
cat,
everybody
everything.
else. Anything else that's in that bar.
Right. So Tay-Tay.
No, well, that was the question. How does this affect her relationship with Tay-Tay? Remember, they were pretty tight. They were buddy-buddy. They were, if you remember back when we did Tay-Tay Talk every episode until people started yelling at us to not do Tay-Tay Talk, we would give you what they were wearing. Brittany Mahomes was in her sweater that one night. Tay-Tay had her hair in a pony.
Well, has Tay-Tay come out supporting
No,
Harris?
nothing yet.
Okay.
Nothing yet. A lot of people think they're leaving her in the arsenal for as it gets closer, and then all of a sudden they're going to kind of use her as a whatever. But here we go. There is a group now, Trey, called Swifties for Trump.
Oh, interesting.
It's emerged, and there are people that, of course, are saying, "Look, we love Taylor, but we like her music." Like we've said, these are smart people.
Yeah.
Not just because they're voting for Trump, but because they're doing what we've said, which is don't just take. You can love Tay-Tay, you can agree with her, disagree with her politics, but don't just say, "Oh, I love the only song I know." What is it? Shake It Off. It's the only one I know. Don't. Oh, this song's amazing, so I'm going to agree with her politically.
Right.
And of course, there's also group Swifties for Kamala and blah blah blah. But the fact that there's a large Swifties for Trump is interesting, and she still hasn't endorsed anybody. We mentioned that. The interesting thing about Brittany is that she's married to Patrick Mahomes, who's half black. He has shown support for Black Lives Matter when the NFL was doing all that on their end zones, and he is also women's rights, this whole the abortion topic, and which would make me think that there might be some sort of a rub between the two of them.
Did she like the ideas that he put in the post, or does she support Trump? Like, did she like
Brittany Mahomes?
Yeah.
People are saying that she's a Trump supporter.
Okay.
Now, I don't know when I say people are saying, I mean, she's liked more than one post that has to do with Trump.
Because I can see her liking the ideas that he put in the post, but maybe not being a Trump supporter.
Well,
is that a possibility?
But there's no way to like those issues because they're the opposite of what the other side's going to do.
Gotcha.
And so, but the point being is that is Patrick. My thought, and you might disagree, is I think Patrick Mahomes is playing the game.
They're going to do a little wife swap? Is that what you're saying?
You mean
Or girlfriend swap?
You mean Tay-Tay and Patrick are like-minded, and Kelsey, because we haven't really talked about Travis yet, but Kelsey, it seems like he's been known to like some Twitter,
some Trump
stuff in the past. So all of a sudden you get this little swap, and this foursome's chaos right now, Trey.
Yeah.
The Brittany, Travis, Kelsey and Tay-Tay, it's all a mess. But my point is, I think Mahomes was playing the game a little bit. You were expected to support Black Lives Matter. You were expected to support women's rights. And if you're an athlete, and if you're an entertainer, am I wrong?
Well, I mean, with women's rights, wouldn't you expect to support it no matter what?
Well, women's reproductive rights.
There you go.
Okay, but no, you're not expected to support that. And I'm not saying that I don't.
Yeah.
At all. I'm just saying a lot of people are pro-life, and it's a whole different topic. And we will have an abortion. We need to have just an abortion show. An abortion show, not an abortion
On the show.
on this show.
No.
We're not the DNC. Oh,
Ouch.
ouch. But that was my point. Is I feel like he felt like that, especially then Harrison Butker's on the same team. This is a whole Kansas City may bet against the Chiefs. They may have enough
Turmoil?
There may be stuff going on
Should be
inside that
interesting.
locker room. So it's one clusterfuck is what I wrote down here. But
And Andy Reid's just trying to eat cheeseburgers and stay out of the way.
he's just, can you imagine? He's just like, oh my God, guys. All right. The one of the last things I'll mention is Caitlin Clark.
I've heard.
Indiana Fever. We've talked plenty about her.
Yeah.
She continues to be just run over every night. I see a clip of some girl just smashing into
Yeah.
her and going, oh, sorry.
Whoops, yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to. And she's still killing it. I think she set a record for double doubles as a guard,
Assists, yeah.
something like that. Good for her, but good for the other ones that are good too. Me commenting on Caitlin's success does not mean I'm not commenting on everybody else's
Yeah.
success. But she sent a message on social media to Brittany Mahomes saying,
Oh.
hang in there. This happens. Trust me. I'm going through it right now. Everybody's
Right.
pushing back. And I thought that was interesting that she was aware enough. And then lastly, you'll see on social media, I put it out. I was going to analyze it tonight, but technical difficulties and all kinds of shit going on, and we'll maybe bring it up another night. But I posted a Ricky Gervais. Is it Ricky Gervais or Gervais?
Sure.
Okay, I posted a Ricky Gervais post that had him, and I think it was a couple of years ago, at the award ceremony that he hosted. It was one of them, and he just basically said in a nutshell, don't get up here and spout your politics, celebrities. You don't know shit. Who are you? If you were all these big major companies or have the most sweatshops in the world, and you're sitting here like, oh, they're all fine. And he said,
Ouch.
he said, get up here, accept your award, thank your God, and fuck right off.
Thank your God. That's funny.
And then fuck right off. And I was just like, whoa. All I ended the clip with was a picture of Tom Hanks going, and it was pretty funny. And it's true, though, in this regard with celebrities. You are not, why are you more, I understand you have more of a platform than, say, we do. As I would say,
Right.
B-list celebrity, or we B-list celebrities? Are we
B-ish?
B-ish. But I understand you have a platform, so you want to use it. But this is an award ceremony. This isn't the time. And Gervais told him straight up. So I put that out as kind of a combination of this conversation with Brittany Mahomes. I don't look. Everybody knows she's kind of annoying, and you married a superstar. Okay,
Yeah.
good for you. But I think she does her own stuff though, so I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit about her? But what I'm saying is I just think that we need to step back with this celebrity stuff
I'm fine with that.
when it comes to politics. We'll still tell you about it all when it happens, but when I go to vote, Trey, it's not going to be because Hulk Hogan endorsed Donald Trump.
Oh.
You might though.
You're not supposed to? I'm going to wait for John Cena to see what he votes for.
The
Or
Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock said he was
Jason
not.
Statham.
The Rock.
Go ahead, sir.
The Rock said he was not endorsing Biden this year. I don't know what he's doing with Kamala, but remember,
Well, good thing because Biden's not in the race anymore. So
we'll get to Biden. Don't worry. How about news? Wait, Biden's not in the race anymore? Have you seen pictures of him laying on the beach? He just like
I haven't seen
he's
any
not doing
pictures of
shit.
him.
No, he's not doing anything. He's laying.
Isn't he still the president though?
Yes, and Kamala's campaigning. Who's running the country? Who's running the country? Anyway, let's start real quick with the political stuff, and then we'll get to the really fun. We'll get to the fun stuff real quick. Tim Walz, we all know who this guy is. We all know how I feel about him. He's Kamala's pick for vice president. I think he's a lie. I think he's a bigger liar than Donald. I think he's all zest and no substance. I think, and I'll prove it. So there's a speech. People are coming out saying, by the way, he's claiming all these things about his time in the military, and they're not true, which is interesting. And so a lot of veterans are calling it stolen valor. Have you heard that phrase?
No.
Stolen
Makes
valor.
sense, but
Stolen valor means that you are claiming all of these things. You're taking this attention. You're taking this credit for doing good for the cause.
Right.
In this case, being in the military. And when in reality you did not.
gotcha. That makes sense.
And so he claims he was in Afghanistan. So there's an interview with C-SPAN. I know you watch C-SPAN all day long.
All the time.
And the guy interviewed him, and this is how he described him. He said, welcome to the show, Tim. You were enlisted in the Army National Guard. First off, pussy of all of them. Any National Guard people, I respect the hell out of what you do, but don't come at me like you're some big, like Walls is doing.
Okay.
I haven't had a National Guard go, yeah, I'm kicking ass in the National Guard.
Once a month?
I'm just going to stop right now.
Keep going.
Keep digging. You're enjoying this. National Guard, he enlisted at 17, and he retired 24 years later as Command Sergeant Major and served with his battalion in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And he nodded. He was like, yeah, that was me. He was never in Afghanistan, number one. Number two, when he was overseas, he was in Italy. Eating pasta and some look
Allegedly.
Unless this is World War II or Mussolini was there and Italy had some issues, you're pretty safe in Italy during Operation Enduring Freedom.
So wait a minute. He's how old now?
Let's do the math. Was he in World War II? He's old. He's 70. No, he's only 60 something. 60.
He's old as Kamala, right?
Yeah, he's older than just her by a few years, I believe.
So he stopped serving at 30, so 17, 24, 30, no, 41?
41, Trey. Good job. This is way better than that math on the last episode.
I almost messed up. So 41 years
41.
old. So that was 20-something years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Afghanistan?
Yep, that was 2004. It was right after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point. Is he's making all these claims that aren't true.
Gotcha.
And he's running around, and again, his wife's a nut job with the whole smelling her city burning and taking that in as a good thing. Do you remember that?
Well, no, I remember because you tell me about it every night I come over here.
I get really angry at it because it just doesn't make any sense to me. If Dallas started to burn, I would not open my windows and be like, "This is amazing."
No.
At all. Enough about Tim Walz. He's a douche. Danica Patrick. I haven't talked about. I don't think we've ever talked about her.
I think she douches.
Female race car driver. She's kind of hot, right?
Yeah, she used to have a fastball. I don't know what she looks like now.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't heard that?
She used to have a fastball. Maybe it's that cutter. Still gets you.
Still, yeah.
Still gets you, but it's still not. Yeah.
She's how old? Okay.
I don't know, but she still looked good from what I saw.
Okay.
Anyway, she dated Aaron Rodgers, right, for a while.
Nut job.
So I disagree. Aaron is a smart man who doesn't take shit from anybody, and that's what I like.
While he's hallucinating in his teepee.
Hey, good for him. Do what you want to do.
No, that's true. I can't hate on it.
Do what you want to do. As I hit my chair. Fired up, Trey. Danica Patrick, I just read this quote, and this was, I think, about a month ago she gave this quote, but it's very interesting. I want to see what you think. She said, so many Democrat voting women, often married women, think that Trump is untrustworthy because they believe he slept with a side chick, right? Stormy Daniels.
Right.
Okay. So now they're going to demonstrate how much they hate him by voting for an actual side chick, Kamala Harris.
This is allegedly, though, right?
No, not really, Trey. You can say it's allegedly, but here, let me hear. Hold on, we're not done. 8 years telling us Trump banged. She used these words too, which is fantastic. I love Danica. banged Stormy Daniels when they ignored that Kamala was banging Willie Brown, a married mayor in San Francisco.
So that was actually happening.
Yeah. I mean, she dated Willie Brown. Whether it overlapped with his divorce or not, we don't know, but it was kind of convenient that she dated right there. All of a sudden got a big old promotion. Just saying.
Because she was super smart?
Well, she might have laughed funny. I don't know, but I just thought that, well, we all know Kamala's cackle.
So what we're saying
But that
is
was
basically politicians are...
What I'm saying is Danica Patrick, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm delivering the news. People.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying Trey and I don't agree with Danica Patrick. I just thought it was interesting that out of nowhere, Danica Patrick laid speaking of fastball.
A fastball, yeah. She did throw a fastball in there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes back to what we were saying about Kamala and this rumor of her sleeping her way to the top. And,
Yeah.
And then, Donald will come out and people will say, I wasn't going to say this, but I will. And Donald, you got to stop this shit. And again, I want to say this so people know I'm not an apologist for this man. I'm voting for him. I'm not going to sit here and say he's infallible. He put a post out that said...
Oh, no.
It had a picture of Kamala with Bill Clinton, or Hillary Clinton. And it said both women were affected in completely different ways by blowjobs.
No.
So,
That's bad.
Trey and I think it's funny if we said it to each other or our friends after a softball game.
I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, if you're trying to be the president of the United States, Donald, I don't know if that's the best, but I laughed. I got yelled at when I said it was funny. People need to laugh more. Maybe I shouldn't have laughed. What do you think? Too much?
That was rough.
That was rough. Okay, too much, Donald. Tone it down. Just win on your your policies are good enough, Donald. Yeah, you can still be a little sarcastic because it's funny.
So
keep up with the golf talk.
There you go. I found a story
about
something that gives me anxiety.
Shut me up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Food poisoning. Okay. This took a little twist, though.
Love it.
So, Ryan, this poor man got food poisoning in his penis. And...
Is this one of your headlines that there's no...
It was in a bizarre set of circumstances after an intimate moment with his wife.
How do you get food poisoning of the penis, Trey?
Let me tell you.
All right.
So a 38-year-old man sought help from a urologist after suffering redness, swelling, and scabbing on his penis.
Sounds like you're every other weekend.
And this persisted.
Just kidding.
I found some creams for that.
I'm just kidding.
So this
Trey is a taken man right now.
For the best part of a week. Okay.
Okay.
So basically what happened is, let me kind of skip through all this stuff. They found evidence of bacteria, Bacillus cereus,
right,
which is usually found in rice that's been left out at room temperature for too long.
Sure, I like that.
And cause sickness and stomach upsets if eaten. So basically upset stomach if eaten. So they found traces of this. The doctor concluded that the man's unusual genital infection had been caused by an episode of diarrhea and vomiting that occurred almost immediately after vigorous sex with his wife. So I bet that made the wife feel like shit. But anyway.
No pun intended.
The intimate act can increase the risk of bacteria permeating the skin due to the change in blood vessels.
Okay, so but why is it food poisoning?
The bacteria was said to have made direct contact with the patient's groin.
Oh.
The doctors remarked that it was unusual to see Bacillus, we'll try it a different way.
Yeah. Sure.
Carious in the skin, let alone the genitals. Said this was the first case in literature of the food poisoning in the penis.
Wow.
Said the man, a father of two, was treated using topical antibiotic called, just in case we need this later on, facitic acid, usually used to treat eye infections.
Over the counter.
Yes. The patient was also told to wash the area properly and avoid sex and masturbation.
Oh my God.
Until it healed. So,
wow. How long is it supposed to take to heal? Do we know?
I didn't read that part.
Good research, as always.
Depends on how often
Thank
you
you.
masturbate. But,
Well, people need to know, Trey. Half our listeners are masturbating right now.
yeah, thinking shit, and they might be eating rice.
Right.
So they're masturbating.
They left out.
while they're eating rice.
And all they want to know is how long, and you don't have that
I don't have an
information.
answer.
Research yourself.
Give it a couple days.
Food poisoning of the cock.
Yeah.
The doc. Food poisoning of the cock.
Of the penis.
Does it throw up? Like,
So something happened
Okay.
with the bacteria
Okay.
and the vomiting and the diarrhea.
the first case, ladies and gentlemen,
Ever.
don't tell us that we don't give you groundbreaking scientific
This might
information.
have happened 20 years ago, but still, this was
Yeah,
the first
the,
case.
the date on it's 1962.
Let me see. Do I
Oh,
have
God.
the date?
No, you don't.
No, I don't have the date.
Thank
so
God.
lucky you.
Thank God.
Maybe I can find the date. 2000 and so yeah,
Okay. Well,
poisoning in his penis.
so basically, is the lesson to not eat bad
Old rice.
What was the other? Was there any other? Or was that pretty much
I
it?
guess, or maybe don't dip your penis in the rice too. If it's
Well,
bad,
sure.
It's been left out.
If you're Trey or like-minded,
Don't dip the yeah.
yeah, Trey,
Masturbate while in a bowl of rice.
use something else, people. There's plenty of other things than rice.
I guess that goes for sushi. Yeah.
That's my first thought, was that it was like maybe sushi that had been left out, and then it was a combination of the
With
fish, and the
yeah.
and,
No fish
and whatever, or some nigiri that has a lot of rice,
Yeah.
big rice chunk on it. I don't know what that was, but that was a good good story, Trey. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
I do what I can.
how about this? This is a quick one. There's a 20-year-old man named Diario Wilkerson,
Yeah.
and he had a warrant issued for his arrest, charges of first-degree murder
Oh shit.
and reckless endangerment after a fatal shooting in Memphis, Tennessee. The task force was on this guy for 2 months trying to find him, get him. They finally found him. They followed him to a residence, and they went in, and he had people that were saying they didn't know where he was, that they were wrong. He did not go into that house. The task force refused to believe it, and all of a sudden he fell through the roof and landed on their feet and looked up and said, "Oh shit!"
Whoops.
He literally was hiding in the attic, and
That's fucking hilarious.
the attic gave out. That is the story, but I had to tell everybody about
That's
it. Can you just visualize this? These two detectives from like some show, Law and Order, that
Yeah.
you love or something, and they're trying to defend his family's there. They're like, we haven't seen him, and he just falls. Fucking
Can you imagine the family's face? Like, really?
God damn it. We told you not to go on that part of the dam.
Supposed to stay on the beams. Now, did the family get in trouble? Oh, you don't have
Well, I
anything
don't
else?
No, that's enough.
That's hard being
that's
a
enough.
fugitive, right?
Yeah, probably. But the saga, they called it, started in April. This was just a couple days ago that they finally found him. April.
Wow, he was able to get away that
So
long.
this guy goes and he escaped for 3-4 months. He's just whatever, and then that's how it ends.
Falls through.
Fucking dumbass.
He is not going to have any good street
It's like
cred
a
when
high
he
speed
goes
chase
into,
that ends up crashing into like the side wall of the highway or something.
Yeah.
After 2 hours.
or a stump in the anyway.
I thought you needed to hear that. Again, look, it's just the news, people. You don't need any detail.
Nope.
This may be one of my favorite stories that I've heard, and it may make us want to add Spain to our world tour.
Okay.
Spain, not Mexico.
Spanish, Spain.
Spain. Supermarket shoppers are using pineapples to search for love in a new Twitter craze.
Interesting.
Allow me to elaborate.
Okay.
There's a store called Macedonia.
Yeah.
Sounds like a country named Macedonia, but there's a store named Macedonia, and it's a chain. It's like a grocery store around. It's not like just one store. It's a chain
Gotcha.
of stores. And if you visit between 7 and 8 p.m. at night,
Oh, I'm writing this down.
and I was gonna say, and you put a pineapple upside down in your trolley, they call it. We call it cart.
Okay.
Like normal people.
Like, shit, how do I find a trolley?
Trolley. It's a cart. Don't worry. They're just trolley. What the fuck? That's a big train in San Francisco.
You're right.
Anyway, It got so bad that one time police were called because it was overwhelming. Just people everywhere.
Imagine a bunch of horny old men walking around with upside down
Apparently,
pineapples.
this is young people. Apparently, this is like it's TikTok. So this is like
They
a
said
thing.
Twitter.
No, TikTok.
TikTok.
Did I say Twitter? I meant TikTok. I apologize. Then once you've done that, you go to the wine aisle to find others with upside down pineapples in their trolleys / carts. Okay.
Interesting.
If you like somebody, which means
You turn their
you
pineapple
want to bang
upside
them.
down.
No,
Or back.
you don't know if you like them, but if you
grab their
if you
pineapple.
like the way they look, you bump their cart.
Oh.
And if they bump you back, then you can start talking.
Oh.
Or the
this
person
is weird.
I'm telling you, or the person can start talking.
Gotcha.
You can bump
This
them
is
back.
super weird.
There are other clues depending on what you have in your cart as to what you're looking for.
Oh shit.
If you have chocolates or sweets, you're looking for a long-term relationship.
Okay.
If you have legumes, which are like beans or lettuce, you want a casual bang. You just want like
Beans or lettuce.
You would think. To me, both of those things don't sound too. I would think you want oysters for aphrodisiac, or the chocolate would maybe be whatever. So, but what I love about this is Macedonia finally was taking advantage of it because they're making so much money.
That's hilarious.
They put out an ad. They were like 7 and 8. Come on, we got specials on pineapple.
Right.
And they have become scarce in Spain.
Wow, the pineapples?
Yes, of course.
So did they buy the pineapples or did they put them back?
No, they go and they buy them because once
If I
you
don't
put them
find
in,
somebody, I'm putting the fucking pineapple back. This
can you
bullshit
imagine
didn't work.
everybody?
I'm banging everybody's cart.
Just,
You see them running away from you as you're trying to bang their cart.
I wonder if it's ever
Wait,
awkward.
wait.
Like you bang a cart and someone's like, well, there are TikTok videos, people, and I was going to analyze one again. I'm having some technical stuff going on here today, but we were going to analyze one of them. Go look it up. Look up the name of the store, Macedonia. What is it? Macedonia Meeting or Macedonia Twitter or something like that. And you can see, and people are filming some of these, and some of them now they're doing the funny ones where they bang them, and the other person's like, "What are you doing?" I just have a pineapple. Like it's not real.
Well, do you know what the upside down pineapple also stands for?
No, it didn't say. It just said that was the signal.
Oh, so
people.
here in America, well, maybe other ones too, it actually signifies that you're a swinger.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So
You waited until now to say this?
I was letting you finish your story.
Well, so I'm sure that's what it is. It's got to be, right?
So basically, it's a swingers thing. So if people are in that swingers lifestyle, they'll have upside down pineapples on their door.
Really?
They'll put it like when they go on a cruise. They'll put an upside down pineapple on their cruise door just to let other passengers know.
Okay, so it's got to be. I mean, I'm not saying they're going through the store saying they're swingers, but there's got to be some sort of
Maybe, but I mean, if there's
like,
other items in the cart that signifies what they want,
I think
maybe
the
it's
other
not a
items
swinger
are kind of
thing.
hinting to like, all right, because you don't want to look if you're just looking for a one night kind of fun. You don't want to bump into a cart that's looking for a marriage.
You know what sucks is I just sitting there. What if you were hungry and you're sitting there eating a hot dog and a guy looks up and sees your upside down pineapple while you're eating a hot dog? Is that gonna fuck things up?
He's like, I gotcha.
And he comes over and bangs your cart. Is that bad?
I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. You have 6 packages of hot dogs.
No, I'm just making dinner for my kids.
Pretty
I've got a
simple.
soccer team I got to feed.
And 3 cucumbers. Anyway,
They like cucumbers on their hot dogs.
lastly, there's another store called Lidl, Lidl, in Spain, and they've started advertising now. They're like, we want to do this too, but they want to do it with watermelons. How do you turn a watermelon upside down? Is it just that you make it vertical?
It's kind of difficult too.
You stand it up, or
My luck is I'd find like a round one. Like shit.
you never get anybody.
Nobody's banging the cart.
You're like, I'm not sure if this guy will move on.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there like,
And
somebody,
I thought you were cute too.
somebody
And
banged my cart.
if your watermelon was upside down, I would have came over.
Did you like that? That was pretty
That
funny.
was interesting. Yeah. I wish I'd known when you found this shit.
Well, again, I want to see it, and I'm gonna go look more. I think when I have some time, I haven't had any time on TikTok. So go to TikTok, check this out, and it's a thing, and it is that name of the store. They're all over the place. Of course, now it's been out just long enough to where people are starting to spoof it. So they're starting to do like they'll go and they'll pretend and then they'll make a joke out of it. So that's this. You got to find. You got to find the real ones because they're really funny. And then the problem is it's all in Spanish. Fucking Spain. Speak English, everybody.
You got to turn the English subtitles on.
Subtitles on. And so they're going off, blah, 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 blah. And
you got to read it the whole time.
There's not even.
Damn
ones
it.
I saw they weren't even. And they go in and they're all excited because this is happening. This is a deal. So go check it out. They're really funny. Not to go from upside down pineapple fucking to
pineapple fucking
to the main topic of the night, but oh my God, Trey, how did I?
How is upside down pineapple fucking not the main topic of the night?
Yeah, I know it should be, but how did I possibly segue into this? People, give me a break. Deep breath, right? 6 hostages that were Israeli were found dead, killed by Hamas, the terrorist organization that was elected by Palestinian people.
Did Hamas
in case
claim
you
this?
don't know, it's obvious.
Okay.
I mean, it's in the tunnels that it was the people that were at the event where they attacked.
Gotcha.
I have it written down here somewhere. Whatever it's called something. But they were recovered in the tunnel in Rafah by Israeli defense forces, and it was near Egypt, so it was kind of close to the end of the tunnel and the border. And they were all killed probably a day or two prior, execution style. So it was obvious that it was close up shots to the head.
Damn.
It wasn't like they ran and they got him. It was just like, you're done. And there was an American, and look, I do not condone the killing of anybody, but we're Americans, and so I'm going to mention this gentleman. His name was Hirsch Goldberg Poland. He was born in Oakland, and he was an Israeli American who was taken hostage at the Nova Music Festival. That's what it was, right? The Nova Music Festival. And what happened was when they got him, I mean, some people know this who have been following, but when they got him, they had all of them in this little cave, this little shelter, and they were throwing grenades in there, and they were trying to just blow them all up. Well, he was catching the grenades and trying to throw them back out real fast, which he was doing successfully. One of them ended up
going off
and getting his arm.
Damn.
So this guy's been living for 11 months with no arm and who knows what kind of medical care. Because this was the beginning. So they've kept him, and then he was one of the ones. And so his parents did a whole thing, and I'm not going to make light of the DNC now because this isn't the time or the place to talk politics. But they had him at his parents at the DNC saying, "Hey, somebody get on the phone with Hamas and let's get this figured out because we want our son." And so do 100. I think it's down to 103 now. They're estimating that are missing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people are really pissed at this Benjamin. I don't want to do this name. Netanyahu is the name of the prime minister of Israel.
He's a founder of Yahoo.com, right?
I think so. I mean, it makes sense. Netanyahu, right?
Just shorten it.
Right. Just like Net and Google was the founder of Google. And
this is serious.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Well, we had to make everything more comfortable for everybody. That's the point. But everybody's really angry at this dude. Not everybody. No. Let me take it back. A lot of people are.
I'm sorry. And who's this guy again?
This is the prime minister of Israel.
Gotcha.
So he is their leader. He's being pressured big time, obviously, especially now. There are protests going on in Israel, protests going on everywhere. There's probably one outside my house protesting us. But there are protests about this now going, hey, get a hold of Hamas. Let's get this somehow come to agreement. This is 100 people. This isn't 2 people. Even if it was, that would suck. You don't want one is too many. But this is a lot of people. Let's get it going. And a lot of other people are saying, no, this is our country, which is a lot more than 100 people.
Right.
Stand your ground. Well, he's choosing to stand his ground. And so these protests are going against him, and he came over and spoke to U.S. officials. Who the fuck is that right now? Joe?
That was
Kamala?
recently?
This is like a week ago.
Okay.
Before they were found a couple days ago.
Gotcha.
And a week ago they were trying to figure out how to do whatever. But it's like you met with who? Who'd you meet with? Because Joe didn't know. Joe was laying on the beach.
So did they bring the Israeli official and maybe somebody from Gaza or no?
No. I think because America is such a ally of Israel. I think the Israeli prime minister just came here and said, "What should we do? Will you back us?" Basically, you could. Again, this is my opinion, but if I was the Israeli prime minister and I had the United States on my back, I'd say, "Look, we're gonna fuck you up.
Right.
You better just give us the hostages, and maybe we'll leave you alone. But otherwise, we're just gonna beat the piss out of you." And I know that sounds bullyish and whatever, but that's true, and that's the way war goes, right?
Is Hamas still attacking in any way, or are they just hold on to the hostages hoping for a ceasefire?
I haven't heard of any big ones, but I know that there have been a few.
And how do we know this terrorist organization is going to let these hostages go if they were able to get a peace treaty?
That's the plot of every movie where there are hostages involved. How do you know? I always ask myself, how do you know if it's a handshake agreement? These are terrorists.
Because they started by taking all of these innocent people in the first place. So, okay, go ahead.
No. That's and I'm gonna give you this information that I want to ask you because this is the topic of the night, and I know you have an opinion about this because we've talked about it before, and it's something I want people to hear, and I want you guys please just jump in, tell us what you think because I'm torn. I really am on this issue. I don't know how I feel about it. If I was the leader, if I was this dude, how many Yahoo or what? Yahoo. Ben, good old Ben. If I was him, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'd be. When Biden was asked about right before this guy came over to see him about progress with the ceasefire in the Middle East in Gaza, he said, "We're negotiating.
Oh,
we're negotiating." What's Gaza?
Where's Israel again?
Yeah, there's
There's
conflict
a war going on.
I said I wanted the SPF 40 on here.
Why didn't you tell me about this?
He said we're negotiating. Okay, fair enough. When he arrived a day or two later in Pittsburgh to campaign with Kamala, by the way, he's still supposed to be running the country.
Right.
Kamala is also supposed to be doing the country. They're all campaigning? Okay. He was asked about the other hostages being held, and he replied, "We're in the middle of negotiations." Okay, that's twice he's just negotiation. When asked about the comment he made about the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu
He said who?
not doing enough, he replied, "We're in negotiations." He loves that word. Every answer has been, "We're in negotiations." Well, what does that mean? And he said, well, not necessarily with the Prime Minister, but with my colleagues from Qatar and Egypt, which I don't think are our allies. So I'm not sure what Joe was talking about, honestly. I mean, I have no idea what he's talking about. His associates? His colleagues. Who are his colleagues in Qatar? Who are his colleagues? Egypt?
Where is Qatar?
It's over there in the sand.
Oh, okay.
It's a Middle Eastern country also.
Gotcha.
Actually, my university has a branch there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think still. They did it when I was there. So the question is...
How's their football team? Sorry, go ahead.
They probably did better than us in week one. We need maybe to pull over their QB1. I'm sorry, Connor. You got it next. You got this. Anyway, Trey and I are so tempted to talk college ball, but we won't.
Yes.
So we may start giving you some pro picks at the very end of the show, but because that went so well last year, that we did like 5 weeks, and we were like, you were 0-5 and I was 1-4, something like that. Anyway, so my question to you is, if you're the prime minister, what do you do? Do you sacrifice the hostages, or do you cave, no pun intended, and go along with it and agree with Hamas for the good of your country and say, you know what? either we want our hostages back, we'll do what you say, which is risky for a terrorist organization, or do you say, fuck you, do what you want, we're coming at you still? Do you have an answer?
That's tough. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I mean.
You want to do right by your people, but who's to say this? Had they ever had a peace treaty in the past? As far as, because they've been at odds for years and years and years and years and years, right? So it's like, has there ever been a peace treaty and somebody broke it? Because I mean, Hamas came over.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the peace treaty going to do? Is it going to stop it for a couple months, a couple years, and then it's going to be back at it again?
Yeah, this isn't like you said, and this is why I love our show, because people listening hopefully aren't experts at this topic, like we aren't, and are listening because they're like, well, we'll get just enough information from Ryan and Trey, and that's all we need. We don't really need any more, because that question alone just shows how little we've researched. Because of course this has been going on. Of course the treaties have been broken. They hate each other. This has been going on way longer than our country has even been thought of. This has been going on since Islam was formed. This is Christianity and Islam. I mean, it's been a whole big thing about that territory, about Jerusalem, about this, about that. And people that try to say it's just since World War II, tell them they're full of shit, because I know that much. I've researched. And it's way back. It's way before that. It's all about land and this and that. Judaism and Judaism was first. So I don't know why everybody thinks they're entitled to the Jews' land, but they claim it was theirs. Palestinians claim it was theirs. The Muslims claim, I mean.
Can they say, okay, Palestinians, if you get rid of Hamas, get rid of out of your country, okay, then we'll think about a ceasefire or a peace treaty?
Well, that's interesting. How do you do that?
Right. Because I mean, at this point, if you have the upper hand where you can ultimately get rid of Hamas, why wouldn't you take advantage of that and be done with them at this point?
But how do they do that? Are they basically saying? Is everybody saying don't hit us, just hit Hamas?
Which, how do you do that?
Right. That's what we saw with that other story.
How big is Hamas? How far do they span? How many countries are they in? So,
well, you don't know, and even if you go in there, you don't know. You've got a kid walking on the street that's got a bomb attached. I mean, it's old school. This is old Vietnam type scenarios where you don't know what you're going into. That's why I can't even imagine going into homes and buildings with these people. And that's why when the Israelis attacked that town, if you remember, we talked about, and they kind of went into with Hamas-looking vehicles. You remember they came in there and all of a sudden Hamas realized, and it became a bloodbath. It became just a stream of bullets everywhere and bombs and this and that. You just don't know. So this is a fucked up situation, and this is something that I'm not going to go off on it, but this is something that Donald claims that wouldn't have happened if he was in there because of his relationship with Israel, and with that it would never have got to that point. There wouldn't have been Hamas wouldn't have messed with it, because they know that, okay, there's no chance here. And whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying it is. But right now, with this war, with Ukraine, somebody like Tulsi Gabbard we talked about coming out saying, hey, I'm really kind of worried about all this war like that we're involved in that we shouldn't be. Who's the right person to right the ship? So I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. In Hamas, Ukraine, stop giving Zelensky money. But with Hamas and with the Gaza Strip, what do you do?
Yeah, when do you decide, okay, we've lost enough people, let's figure out a peace treaty? On the Israel side, it's like, when do you decide that? I don't know. That's
how
tough.
about the American side? I'll shift gears. All right, Israel and Palestine, they've been fucking with each other for years. That's not going to go away. It's going to be tough to sort that out. Hamas refuses to split the land. Okay, if you refuse to split the land, you're telling Israel they have to get out. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen.
And that's never going to end.
Israel is about 20 times more powerful than you are. First off, and second off, the mindset there is ridiculous. Israel is saying we will give you this, and that's why a lot of people that are like-minded to myself are going, look, Israel might have done some shit, sure, in the past and been brutal, but they're saying take this part of the land. Palestinians will disagree. No, they're not. They're saying they want to run it still. Let me throw this at you. What if American side? What do we do? Do we just say it's on you? This is on you. We're out. This is not our deal.
That's what I don't understand. I mean, are we just showing that we're humanitarians as far as trying to? I mean, are we even trying to stop it? Or are we just throwing money to Israel to keep it going?
Why is this guy? I don't know. I don't even think we're throwing much at him. I mean, I think we're giving aid to the area.
Gotcha.
Which I guess overall I'm fine with, because I don't want civilians on either side suffering. But as a country, again, that's the point. Why is this guy coming to us?
Right.
Why is the prime minister coming over here to meet with Biden and Kamala? And why is he? What's he want? Is he trying to do a Zelensky? Does he want money? What does he want us to do? Threaten Hamas? So what's the point of coming to the United States?
Is he just hoping that, well, if the United States says I can do it, then I'm allowed to do it? If the United States doesn't want him to do it, then maybe he stops or figures out how to stop it. True.
Does he think Hamas leaders go, oh shit, here we go, the U.S., they're gonna
join in
and we're done? I don't know if these people care at this point. I mean, these are people willing to die for their cause.
Yeah,
willing to die because they're going to get 100 virgins or whatever that whole thing is by the extremists.
So at this point, suicide. Their cause is only all the land, basically.
That my understanding is that Hamas has said no to any kind of land split. They want
all of it
back because it was theirs to begin with, is what the claim is.
Gotcha.
All three religions are claiming that Jerusalem, including Christians, why not throw them in there, is theirs. So it's a cluster.
The Israeli prime minister do then at this point? Then
no, he either backs off and says, "Hey, if you do anything else, we're gonna hit you. It's on.
It's done.
It's on. Like no holds barred. If you stop now, whatever. I don't know what Hamas wants exactly, but you can't ask Israel to leave. So if they're that's my point. If they're literally telling him, hey, the only way we're going to succumb to this is if you leave.
That's not going to happen.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Where are they going to go? I mean, so if that's happening, then I don't blame this guy. I'd say, all right, God, my poor hostages, but what are we supposed to do?
Right.
So a lot of people are blaming this guy, and people in the States are blaming this guy and whatever. So that's going on. I don't know what to do about it, but Hamas is still an issue. I know that we've got some close friends of the show that I think would have a great perspective on this, maybe from a Muslim standpoint or somebody that kind of lives in that general vicinity. I don't think it is, but from an American, it's over there.
It's over there.
It's fucking over there somewhere. And I think I'd like to hear their point of view on it, because we don't know, right? We don't know. But it did happen. Hostages were recovered. They were dead. They were killed. And when that happens, especially when there's an American involved, it's news. So we're going to tell you about it.
And you said Hamas did claim it, and
yeah, I mean it was in the tunnels, and they were the people that were taken on that day. So it's like, unless some random group took them from one and gave them to the other,
gotcha.
It was Hamas, and so I think that is something to keep an eye on. I just feel like it. I just don't think it's going to end, Trey. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's going to end. I wrote my quote down tonight on a piece of paper, a notebook pad.
Going old school.
Yeah, writing with a pen. Stay in the Great podcast.
Yeah.
Pen, by the way, if you want any, we have some for you. Let us know. We have coasters and
t-shirts.
T-shirts. Only a couple T-shirts left. Those things went fast.
Yeah.
Our moms and me and you, we support those things.
Use them for pillowcases and.
No, we had plenty of merch for you guys. But this quote may be my favorite quote that I've given you at the end of a show.
Oh, yeah?
And then we're going to end tonight. And I know our producers are going to be super excited because I'm right at the hour mark. And
Yeah.
Yay. I don't know what that yay was.
Don't do it again.
How about this? Here's my end quote for the night. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, right?
Right.
But nothing grows there.
Oh, that's deep. Okay.
See, I like that. I got you. Finally, you didn't laugh at me.
Yeah.
I like it. A comfort zone is a beautiful place.
You don't have to say it again. but
Comfortable.
Yeah.
That's when I lose everybody. God, I just don't know when to stop. Beautiful place. Nothing grows there. Get out of your comfort zone, people.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you next time.
Later. Comfort zone.
What's your comfort zone?
No bias here, just the facts and the fair. We look at both sides, do our best to compare. In this podcast realm where we compromise, balance is key and the facts don't lie. Stay in the crate where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride.
So has upside down pineapples become the official fruit of the show?
I hadn't thought about it, but absolutely. I see no reason why not. So on our next logo, should it be
An upside down pineapple.
behind the microphone, hanging down? Can you see that right there?
Because a pineapple could look like a microphone.
I'm telling you, we can. You're onto something, Trey. Did you know Richard Simmons died?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He fell in his house.
I saw it today. I was going to put it on the show, and then I was like, this happened like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And it said it was a combination of like a heart issue and falling too many times.
Falling his hell. Yeah.
Isn't he like a health dude?
And
Look,
sweating to the oldies.
we're not. It's a good ending. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Later.